Okay, so I did a short. I did a YouTube short, and I asked everybody if they wanted a. I'm not gonna call it a review. It's not a review. I just was gonna give my thoughts on the gear on this krydex d3cr chest rig, and I have the flat pack on the back. And I only got the flat pack because the shoulder straps, it's a lot easier to get in and out of versus that harness that they got. So, just for a quick reference, I got mags in here. Um, so, let's start with this. It does have the inserts in, and hopefully, you can hear this. That's it falling in the insert. So, it's got the inserts in it. That's nice. The mags, these pistol mags, these aren't loaded, but they go in and out real easy. Now, this isn't drawn tight against me. But anyway, so going in this first one, it's got, well, I have Ear Pro here, but you've got Velcro here. Maybe you want a Velcro information. Maybe there's, just whatever. But it's got it here. Two big nylon straps. I keep a pen and paper here and a multi-tool and a marker here. When I go to those classes or those meet and shoots, I find it sometimes very beneficial to have a tiny little notepad. If someone wants to give you information, like if the teacher or the people putting it on, if they have a class coming up, I can just quickly pull that out. I can jot down their website, that there's a class X is happening on this day, this time. That way you're not always fiddle fucking around with your phone. And then when you do get a break in the class, you can go back through that information, add them on Facebook, add them on whatever, and you can then start touching base. Or, if there's, maybe someone else in that class, you want to get their number, for whatever reason, you've just got it there, I have two gripes with this. They're nothing that maybe you would find serious. It's just something that jacks me a little bit. So down in the dangler, it's got a piece of this, if you can see it here, this nylon elastic, this elastic webbing. When I go to a class, I like to have a small, whether it's this here with 2.2 ounces or this here with a 1/4 ounce, but I always like to have a little bit of oil just in case, for whatever reason, your gun could just run better if it just had a shot, right? So I like to keep this down here, but instead of just putting it down there to rattle, I want to put it in the webbing. Okay, so when you put it in the webbing, and you've got to slide it up from the bottom. I don't know if you can see there, but the top of this is already at the top of the dangler. Okay, so it won't take no time, especially with the mags, for this to slip or work its way out. And now it's just rolling around in there. I wish they would have brought that webbing down another inch and a half, And then, this is probably should be in a different. But again, you put this up here, and it just gets, there's nowhere for it to go to get all the way pinched in. But this might not matter to you guys because you're like, hey, I ain't fucking with oil at a class. I'm not oiling. I'm not gonna give my gun any, so it might not matter to you. Rem oil is another oil I like to keep. The Rem oil from Walmart, because it's small and thin. It does a pretty good job. But I usually keep like an extra mag down here since this only holds 2. I know I could put 2 on my belt, but... and then my other thing is... I've never had a problem with these buckles, but they snap in nice and loud. I would just feel better if there was a way I could put American-made buckles on this thing. Like tactical tailored buckles or a buckle of that nature. I would just really feel a lot better to have that buckle. Not that I've had a problem out of these. These buckles have not accidentally come unclipped. And what I'm doing, I'm not rolling on the ground or any of that to put any force on these buckles to, where they would stress and break. But I'm simply saying it would just make me feel comfortable. As far as the material goes, when I compare the material here, the feel of this nylon versus my Faro Concepts Slickster, the nylon has the same feel. Now, I'm not saying it's the same, but it just feels the same, so I'm assuming it may be the same. I don't know. I did treat this with a, I can't think of what that stuff's called. It's like a DuPont fabric treatment, blocks UV rays, and it is water resistant. It's not waterproof. They call it a waterproofer, but if you're out in the rain all day, it'll eventually start taking water. Camp Dry is another one. That shit is fucking garbage. Another story, another time. Yeah, I've been in this for the one night shoot, and I go out every weekend in this, run it with my Scar, and I just shoot all the time with this thing, and I've not had an issue at all, not one. So to wrap this up, if you have a family, you have kids, and you want to ball on a budget, yeah, I would say this is a fantastic chest rig. Maybe you're a young kid and you want to save money and you want to get out and hang out with the guys and shoot. Maybe those guys are in their 40s and they're more established. They can afford better gear. I just don't feel, when I hang out with all these other dudes at the night shoot, I don't feel like I'm out equipped. And I mean, they're running pretty good stuff there. All kinds of really nice chest rigs and plate carriers, and I mean, they got a lot of high-end stuff. But I can do everything I need to do in this, and I can set it up the way I need it for this or that. And there's a review coming out on this. I have this Ryobi box. I call it the battle box. And I can fold my Scar up. The Scar fits in. This fits in right on top of it. Everything's really, really nice. And man, I'm telling you, I love this chest rig. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I put one of those mini S-Beaner things from Home Depot on a little tag here. Hang my gloves. I've got other gloves in the back of this thing. Winter gloves and First Spear gloves. In the back of it, you can fit an extra windbreaker, which I have. So if you go to those night shoots and it starts to get windy, chilly, it's real bad, either have a buddy take it out and zip it back up, or you can just get out of it, get the jacket out. I'm telling you guys, really good piece of kit. I mean, man, you keep this in your car in a backpack, a bigger size backpack, and a small like 7-inch AR PDW, 6-inch AR PDW. Man, you could have your whole kit in a backpack ready to roll. I've got less than 120 bucks in the dangler, the chest rig, and the flat pack. I mean, well, I don't want to say 120 bucks. How about I've got less than 150 bucks in it? And you know what, though? I mean, there's a lot of people out there, well, it's going to fall apart. It's Chinese. Well, I don't think so. I don't really think it's going to fall apart. But let's say I use it for 3-4 years and it falls apart. I'll go get a fucking another one. You know? I mean, as cheap as it is, buy 2 of them. Just have one in the bag if that was a case. But I don't think it's the case. I think this thing's going to really be around and hold out for a long time. The stitching is good. The fabric's good. There's no runs in it. There's no loose threads. It's just fantastic. Anyway, that's it. I'll catch you in the next one.